All right, man. Peace. You know, brothers, Paul Pierce has the moniker of the truth. I believe that was a nickname that was given to him by Shaquille O'Neal. And oftentimes, if you watch him on television today, he does his best to try to live up to that moniker. And he does so in his assessment pertaining to Mr. Steph Curry. Of course, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
I want to ask you about Steph Curry, but first I got to stick you on KD is a top 5 player because last year you said he was the best player in the NBA. So where are we, Mr. Paul Pierce?
You know, it rotates. It rotates around. You know, there's so many great...
I agree with you. It does rotate. And that means that the NBA is in a very, very good stead right now. When you can have players like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, James Harden, and these other type of players in the league right now. That's not even talking about Westbrook and Lillard and Kyrie Irving and Joel Embiid and those type of guys. When you're in that stead as a league, that means that you're in a good place. So it's good that people have to think before they determine who the best player in the league is or who the MVP is. And I stated that a while ago. After LeBron James won his last MVP in 2013 and then Kevin Durant won it in 2014, I told many people that it would be very difficult for LeBron James to ever win the MVP again because the league was trying to promote their younger stars. And fortunately for them, all the players who've won the MVP since 2013, not only have they been able to spread the MVP award around, but those players deserved it in that season that they won it.
Great players. Harden got the MVP, Westbrook, and then you got Giannis and LeBron. It changes every week. You know, one week he's the best player. Mm-hmm. I mean, but right now, Steph is the MVP.
Okay, so why?
Right now.
For sure.
I agree, sir. Right now, Steph Curry is the MVP, not only based on how he played while he was in the lineup, but the effect that he's had on his team since he's been out. The Golden State Warriors have recently rebounded from a skid, but the games that they've been winning basically have been by the skin of their teeth for the most part. I believe they had one blowout victory, but you can tell the difference in their offensive execution when Curry is out as opposed to when he's in the lineup.
I would just like everyone to know, I come to work every day.
This is why, because they've struggled without Steph. And when he comes back, you're going to watch their offensive numbers surge. He's going to be playing at a high level, and they're going to get right back on track.
I agree.
That's why he's in. It's similar to like years ago with Nash, when he got hurt, missed those 6-7 games they couldn't win. He comes back, they go on a 10-game win streak. This is what you're going to see happen with Steph.
Then all is good.
Then everything is
State land.
I'm very curious about that.
I'm not quite sure if everything is ever going to be good in Golden State land ever again with this current group. I just think that they have so much talent that they're going to win the championship by default. I mean, they have 3 of the top 15 players, top 20 players in the NBA, no doubt about it. And Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Klay Thompson. And then with Draymond, they have 4 of the top 25 or top 30 players. So they're supposed to win the chip. And then if you bring back Boogie Cousins, and if he's even a facsimile of what he was, they should have no problem winning the championship. Well, you know what? Unless Toronto just gives them all that they can handle in the finals, assuming that Toronto gets there. Because I do think that Toronto is the best team in the East right now, even though I picked Boston. We'll see how the season goes. Point being is this. I don't think that they're ever going to be the same as a team, and I do think that they are going to have to make a decision in the offseason once they're able to appropriately evaluate what exactly is it going to take to keep KD's services. If they ask KD, do you want us to get rid of Draymond in order to keep you? If he says yes, they're going to do so. Right now, they remind me of a couple of parents who are staying together for the kids' sake.
About that and how being out for this stretch is going to affect Steph's MVP chances, because we were talking about him.
I think it improves it.
Well, that's the thing. So we were talking about him as an MVP candidate before he got hurt, and he had those few spectacular games.
Right.
And normally when a guy misses and the team is okay, like it's like, okay, well then he's kind of a little bit out of the race because you have to play the best ability is availability. Yeah. But here, this team literally blew up while he was gone.
Right.
They had, the locker room exploded, and they had to bring Steph on their next road trip, even though he had no shot at playing, just to get everyone back on track. That is value, my friends.
That is super value, on and off the court.
Yeah, what Paul just said is that it increases his value, but it only increases if he comes back and he lights it up like he did before.
That's your point, right?
Yeah, but we have to assume that that's what he's going to do. That's why they're keeping him out for so long. He's been focused on winning the MVP this season. He's going to have to play at least 65 games to give himself a real chance of winning that MVP award.
Right.
So if he comes back and plays like the Steph Curry that we know he is,
right,
and the way he was putting up numbers before he got hurt, then I think the MVP is a shoo-in for him. But again, that's a big but.
It's a big if when you're seeing with so many.
That would be a big moment in his career as well for Steph Curry. If he's able to win the regular season MVP award, now we're talking about a player who has won 3 regular season MVP awards. That's going to set him apart from the Steve Nashes of the world. Now we're talking about an accomplishment that's only been done by the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the Jordans, the LeBron Jameses, those type of superlative performers in basketball.
So many other stars.
It's a big if because he's coming back off an injury. He's got to get his timing. He's got to get his win. And he's got to get acclimated to being with those guys again.
And there's a lot of other guys who want to get there. And then Boogie Cousins is coming back. So
2019, he's going to be ready to play. So it's a lot.
Absolutely. They have a lot of reinforcements coming through to help the shock troops.
A lot of other variables to it.
We'll be talking about them for a bit longer. Let's talk about the Jazz.
But anyway, that's basically it on that. We'll see how Steph looks when he does come back. I do agree with Paul Pierce that Steph Curry's chances of winning the regular season MVP award have only grown since he's been out. They have not depreciated. The only thing that Steph Curry is going to have to do is pick up exactly where he left off, being the most dominant perimeter scorer in the NBA, arguably in the NBA's history. So peace.